Hello, hello, hello. See?
Do you see me?
I can. That worked great.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, that's loud.
Hey, hey.
What's going on?
Hey, why are you yelling at us?
Why are you yelling?
Woo-hoo!
Oh,
Your
I
microphone
don't know.
is
Why
not
are
designed
you
to handle.
yelling at me? Turn it down. I don't know. I can hear you guys.
I know.
turn it down.
Turn yours down, dude. I'll turn you down.
How do I turn it down? I'll turn it down. How about that?
How about that?
Oh, and now I can't hear you.
It's because nobody's talking.
Okay, there it is.
Are you at your house?
No.
Oh, it's a church.
Yeah, it's church. But everybody's gone. Look at outside. Look at that pretty. That's my church tower. It's my bell tower. Yeah. There's
That's
the front.
Jesus' church tower, Jason.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. That's true.
Good job.
There he
Artsy.
is. There he
Artsy.
is.
I'm artsy.
Hey, can you turn your music off in the back, Jason?
Totally. Dude, I don't know why people keep making music when the good stuff's been made.
That's how I feel about Snickers.
Hold on. Oh my gosh. What? Just while we're turning, hold on. Let me turn this down. I just thought of the question that I was.
That's a huge pen.
It's just perspective, B.
Oh, he's just very.
Yeah, hold on. Let me turn this off, and then I've been trying to think of these just like filler questions. There you go. There it is. But one of them is, back in the day, I made the comment with Bianca, and maybe even a little brother in the room, that every song should be covered by Pearl Jam.
Oh yeah, you
Right?
did say that.
Because every song would sound better, with that guy. His vocals are so just prolific and different.
Eddie Vedder.
Yeah. Why is there there's some amazing voices that's not true. Like every song wouldn't sound better.
Yeah.
I think categorically Eddie Vedder is in a different. I was thinking of people that's true of. I think I came up with Eddie Vedder
Mm-hmm.
and Michael Stipe. I think those are the only two vocals I would like.
Yeah, they're so different.
Yeah.
What about female vocals?
I can't even think of one. I can't even think of one that every single song would sound better if they.
So if those two got one of those two guys sang a female song, it would sound better than the female singing.
I think.
I'm with you. Hey, here's the thing. And I don't.
Don't you think that's true?
I think it's true.
Bianca, you're a Pearl Jam fan. Yeah,
I
think you might get kicked out of the room
covers.
whenever he covers something, it's better than the original.
But you know the number one Pearl Jam song is that cover from the 50s.
Yeah.
I don't like that one. I think
I like it better than the original.
he could have done without
You know what I mean?
doing that song.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, some songs just need to be left alone. But yeah, I do love his cover. Sometimes I don't realize that I do. I know it's someone else's song, but I've never heard it before. And then I'll finally hear it for the first time and be like, that's the song he's singing?
Yeah.
This is way worse than the way he does it. Like, well, how did he know that this song was a gem if he just, got his hands on it?
I have a follow-up question.
Blows me away. Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's because of just the vocal quality, or do you think there's a musicality to it?
I think
it's musical sensibility.
I think it's with the Pearl Jam, with the Jam. That's what I like to call him, the PJ.
Eddie Vedder.
I think it's the guitarist in Eddie. I think it is because Crazy Mary.
Oh yeah.
By what's her face, Victoria Williams, I think her name is. Exponentially better, even though Eddie sings it pretty similar to how she sings it.
Yeah.
But just the crisp, like the guitar that McCready uses on that song is. I think it's because same with. I think I don't know if Michael Stipe can do it without that Buck guy. Peter Buck.
This sounds like I have a connecting theory here.
Okay, tell me what it is.
Go for it.
It has to do with tacos, which is the spectrum of tacos goes from like bad taco to excellent taco, just like anything else. But it's a much smaller spectrum because like the worst taco ever and the best taco ever are not radically far apart. You know, like a good taco and the best taco ever are almost indistinguishable. Like they're very like a bad one that like would kill you or give you food poisoning. That's a whole different thing. But like I wonder if the spectrum of male voices in singers is much larger and the spectrum of female sounds is smaller.
I think it might be the opposite. I think that I can only process so much in the male vocal. Like, what's her face? What's that Adele? That Adele girl?
Yeah.
When she opens her mouth and sings, it's too much for me. Like, it's just I can listen to one song and then like I think my soul
You're overwhelmed.
explodes. Like I'm just like I can't even deal with that, you know?
Yeah.
Just her spectrum it's just like a
right.
wave.
Her individual, like okay, so
Like, I would think it'd be reversed, you know? Like I would
but
think
she's making
the only reason
sound.
I like the men singers more is because I can take this amount of stuff and process it. If you double it, I can't.
I don't think we're talking about the same thing exactly. It's close.
You
though.
lost
like,
me at the worst taco and the best taco are the same. That's
no. So I get you're right about Adele. Like
I call BS.
There are female vocalists that I think we would all probably agree are better vocalists or singers than almost any guy vocalist, or maybe any guy. The point is, you have Michael Stipe on one side and Eddie Vedder on the other side, and that range of spectrum is so large. Like you have two outliers on either end in your covered story.
Yeah.
I wonder if the range of vocal quality is different with women than it is with guys.
Huh.
Like that the best female vocalists all sound kind of like the best female vocalists, but the best male vocalist doesn't sound like like there's like, I wonder if there's more range.
I keep thinking of all these questions that I've been like, piling up. I got to write them down, otherwise I'll lose them.
This is what I think about the female vocalist is to be what we would consider a good female vocalist. They're going big, like they're going huge, and they nail it. So I'm thinking like Nico Case and Adele and Amy Winehouse. Like the reason people like them is because they're not subtle. You know, if you have a subtle female vocalist, then she's not good or she's not as good. With female vocalists aren't allowed to be subtle. They have to be operatic in order to be considered Beyonce, being like yell singing. And if you ever got like a Joni Mitchell, you know, she's known for her lyrics and writing, but no one would say like, oh, she's up there with.
Right,
I mean, I'm sure
you wouldn't think she's an amazing vocalist.
You wouldn't. You maybe not put her in that category.
Sing your own songs, you know.
Instead of,
you know, Joni. She shouldn't sing her songs. I don't know. Joni Mitchell is a mystery to me. I don't understand.
More like the lyrics and the writing.
Her and Meatloaf, like I don't get it.
I love Meatloaf. You're way off on Meatloaf.
Meatloaf, really?
Yeah. It's the only person I think that the band is better than the food.
I think I have a theory about Meatloaf. I think there's some people that are just famous because of them. Like
we've thought about this before, Jason. I really like Meatloaf stuff.
He's tone deaf,
which is why I love it.
He's confused. I don't know. I don't understand it. I think he's such a cool person that's why people came to see him in concert. Like I think they just like to be around him.
All right, I've got another name to throw into your mix of my favorite cover artists, possibly. Actually, that's not true.
Do you have any other like they could cover a band? They could cover songs, and I'd rather listen to the cover than.
I have specific examples of that, but I don't know if I have like somebody I would assume could do it for all of them. You know what I mean?
Really?
Well, like so. Here's an example.
Why not?
Well, like I love like the Counting Crows guy. Like they do some covers once in a while, and I usually like the covers better than the original. But
I cannot look at the guy though.
Yeah, I can't look at the guy, and I'm pretty sure
Heaven in a Concrete. Oh man, I hate that cover. Sorry. Go ahead, Greg.
No, that's good. That's good.
So you like the way he covers other people's songs?
I've heard him cover some other stuff, especially when he covers like country stuff or like old country stuff. I like that stuff.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine him covering some things. I could imagine that there are songs he can't cover.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, can we agree that the middle of the road, like the exact middle point of the female voice, is Sheryl Crow?
Well, you're like talk singing the whole time.
I think she's the exact like.
You're just like talking.
Yeah. She does a couple of good covers that I like. I'll throw that out there.
Yeah,
First Cut is
Child of Mine.
a way better cover than the original song.
Which one?
First Cut is the deepest.
Yeah, and then she also does a cover on that Cars soundtrack that I like too.
Yeah, she's not bad.
She surrounds herself with amazing musicians. I think there's a bunch of people that have gotten famous that way, and I think that's a wise way.
But my point is, I think she's exact middle. Like she's like, if you have a scale, she's like 0, and everybody who's better than her is on the positive side, and everybody who's worse is on the negative side.
I think that's true. I'd say Cake is probably the guy who's the middle
talk
of the road.
Singing. You guys are
talk singing.
Talk singing.
Talk singing. You know, anybody worse is, you know,
you can talk. You can sing.
Yep. Put a mic in front of that guy.
Give him one of these things.
Yeah. That made that album. That album is still in my
all right. Hey, so our goal is to knock out a bunch of these today.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's not going to happen.
We're off to a really poor start, except for all of our technology worked immediately today. So,
boom! Look at it. Bianca's clear as a bell.
I know. I had to come into work.
Wide awake, which is fun too.
Coffee.
Boom.
And it's like almost 10 o'clock your time.
Yeah, it's like midnight.
No, I had to roll out of bed and get here at 9:30.
Okay, so I was thinking, I don't know the best way to do this. What if
do one at a time?
No, I know, but I think that's going to take us way too long.
Okay.
So here's what I was thinking. One of us gives their 5, and then the other 2 weigh in on like how they rank those 5.
5.
Yeah, you might have to make some up. I can send you some names of books you can use in your list.
I didn't read.
Yeah. Jason's not going to have read most of his list either. It'll be fine.
No, I only have 1. Remember, we were coming up with 1 or something.
I know, but listen.
Oh, yeah, and then we agree on the one.
Yes, we did. But I have an idea that I'm trying to brainstorm with you guys on.
Okay.
For ways to make it work going forward. If we can't do it with books, that's okay. Here's the idea. The idea is for each category, we give our 5 best. Okay. And then we let the other 2 people rank those 5, and then we converse about which ones, like then we go back and forth that way. And we all give our 5 best for each thing, and then we kind of collectively come up with what we think the podcast's 5 best are of the 15.
And then we record that?
Yeah, for that thing.
Are we recording even when we're ranking them?
Yeah, just for fun. That's the fun part.
I am so confused, but I think if you just ask me, like,
I need paper.
I'll say something.
All right, let's do this now. Get out some paper.
5 by 5. Yeah.
All right, B's demonstrating what paper and pen look like. Nice work. Hey, Bianca, I also got to give you credit. That's like the cleanest youth office I've ever seen.
Yeah.
This is my interns, and I made them clean it before they took their winter break.
That's fantastic work by you, B.
I know, but you're not seeing this side of the corner, which has got a bunch of stuff.
I don't need to.
Yeah.
I trust you.
Pretty clean too.
Yeah, I don't think they like that, but I do make them clean a lot.
I wore an
That's
ugly
good.
sweater because I had an ugly sweater party right before this. Okay, what are we doing? 5 best something?
Yeah, we talked about 5 best books, 5 best new music. I don't know how to label that one. I think maybe just albums. Maybe albums?
Albums.
From 2016. And then did we talk about doing movies?
Movies, yeah.
Okay.
Dude, I am so lost. I thought we were coming up with 1 or 2 of each or something like that.
I know.
Okay.
This is a change on my part, Jason.
Okay.
I acknowledge that.
We'll see if we can come up with. If I can't come up with any of these,
I know. Adding like 4. I only have 1 book. Can I just keep my 1 book?
Yeah. Can I just keep my one book too?
Yeah, we'll do books the way we originally talked about it. Although, but for albums,
the problem with books. Can we go into books right now? And so then this can be part of the episode.
Yeah.
The problem with the books is this last year I haven't been reading really new books. It's kind of just been catching up with stuff I wanted to read for a long time.
Let's hold up for a second.
Yeah.
Let's say just the 5 best books you read this year.
Okay. That opens the door. Now
that opens the door. They don't have to be brand new books. They can be just books you've read. I'll have some new ones on mine because I kind of did my list that way. But if I was the only one reading new books, that's fine.
Yeah.
So work on a list like that.
We'll got
it. We'll go one at a time around, and then we'll kind of try to collectively rank them.
Okay.
And then we'll go like that. And that'll be kind of a fun process to listen to on the podcast. It should take us like a half hour, 35 minutes. And then we'll do the same thing with movies and the same thing with music.
Okay.
All right. Give me 1 second. You guys work on your list.
I got to come up with more books. I should have brought my book list.
I know. That's just dumb. That's just dumb.
Okay. What books?
You tried it without the exclamation point? Try it without the exclamation point up front for sure, and then try it with lowercase letters. Just try some.
What's he talking about?
I think he's helping somebody with something.
All right, thanks, man. Bye. You guys hard at work. I like this.
Oh, suck it.
What did you say?
I said, oh, suck it. I'm just kidding. All right, here we go. All right, let's go. Let's do this. 5 best things. Let's do with this. We'll start with the books.
Yeah.
You've joined us for a really confusing or exciting new episode and a new way we're going to do things. We got Bianca out in Seattle. We got Greg down in San Antonio, and I'm up here in Muskegon, Michigan. And we're going to go through lists. We're going to be first starting with 5 best books that we've read this year. They're not in any particular order, and they're not any particular importance. We use this as a time we get together and we just get to talk because we like each other. We like what each other think. So I think it's, let's do Bianca every time. Let's have you start. What's that whale sound?
I just heard it too.
It's a bus.
Oh yeah, Bianca's in Seattle and there are whales everywhere, so it could be that.
I'm in a big city. I didn't know you could speak whale.
All right, I'll start. Forget it. You guys take it too long.
Jason's fired up and ready to go. This is our end of the year podcast.
Born to Run by it's an autobiography by what's his face? The Boss. And that's just that's the only one that's come out this year that I've read that if we were just doing it for this year, I think that's this book of the year.
Yeah.
That's my book of the year.
That's awesome. What did you like about it?
I liked that it was like listening to an album, which is against because Greg hates all of his albums. So
I love Born in the USA,
which is
the Greatest album.
Yeah,
I like half of the Greatest Hits album.
I just loved how it was. He's an amazing writer. That's where his songwriting ability comes from. Just a place that. He has an exceptional way of putting his thoughts and his particular voice on pages, on paper. It was so. Did you read any of it, Bianca?
No, but Greg, my stepdad, got it for his birthday, and I was flipping through it. I saw the pictures and I read some of the stories, but I didn't read the whole thing. I heard it's good.
It's really good.
I'm gonna wait till he reads his own birthday gift, and then I'll read it.
That's nice. That's kind. Yeah.
I didn't want to just take it the minute he opened it. Yeah. But I will read it. I will.
I think Bruce should read it and release it on tape And I would buy it.
He
I would buy it. I would totally buy that. I would think that's a great idea right there.
Yeah.
The audiobook version.
The audiobook version, because it's really interesting. Here we go. There you go. Who's number one now?
Who's number one now?
Boom! Go for it.
B, what do you
I
got?
can go. I read Between the World and Me by I have trouble saying his first name, but Ta-Nehisi. Do you guys know who I'm talking about? Coates.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about his African American experience, and I learned so much from reading it. I would recommend it for anyone. It's really short read too, and a lot of stuff that I've been hearing is, it's no one's job to explain to you like the history of the African American plight within the last generations. It's your job to go and research it. And so I did. And so I've been reading a lot of blog posts and a lot of books about what other people's experiences have been like. And that one really stuck with me, especially because he tells a lot of stories about him in his youth. And I work with youth. And just getting into the shoes, being a youth is really hard. And being an outsider, marginalized youth is, ridiculous. And so and now he's a man and he has a kid himself, and I learned a lot about the situation, especially how people are dealing with how the government is responding to some of the issues that are happening in our culture. And it was just really timely. I think you wrote it and put it out there right at the right time, and I would recommend it for anyone to read.
Nice. That's a good number one.
Yeah.
Jason, have you read that one at all or no?
No, A+ though.
Yeah, I should read it.
I've seen some interviews with him, but I haven't read the book.
Yeah, he has a new comic book coming out.
Jason will read that for sure.
Yeah, Black Panther, and I guess it's an old character, but he's reviving it, and I've heard it's really good. I don't read comics, but I'll probably pick that one up.
Nice.
Yeah, I need to learn how to say his first name. Sorry, guys.
It happens. My number one for the year, I didn't put them in any order either, as Jason mentioned. So the book Grit was really good. I can't remember the lady's name. I was looking for my copy of it. I don't know. It must be in my office. But it's just a book about grit and like what makes how we're wired and what makes the difference in terms of how we stick things out or don't stick things out, and how do you train that up or raise that up in your kids and in yourself and that kind of thing. So it's a super good book. I got it from a Malcolm Gladwell podcast, but then I picked it up and read it. It was really good. It's I don't know, the first half especially. Second half is a little more formula stuff. What was that, Jason?
I said I saw Bianca smile on that one.
Because I listened to Malcolm Gladwell podcast too.
Yeah, she listens to all the other podcasts.
It was a good one. I can't wait for it to come back.
I know, it was pretty good.
So yeah. Grit. Okay, Grit. Who wrote Grit?
I can't remember her name. I should look that up. Let me look it up while you guys are talking.
Okay, I'll go with my number 2 then, because we got to do these things in certain timely and orderly fashion, much like the PCUSA. Jonathan Edwards, the biography Marsden by Marsden. I forget what year it came out, so it's definitely not recent. I read it this year though because my father-in-law just recommended it, and it's one of the few things that this has come up before. My father-in-law is much like Greg, and a lot of times I read what he's likes, and I'm like, I don't know why I like that person. And it's the same way with my father-in-law. He reads stuff that usually it doesn't overlap with me, but I really loved it. There's something about looking at pastors that have lived in different times, but there's always a similarity. There's always a I love learning. And Jonathan Edwards is awesome just because I lived in Massachusetts for a bit and then lived in Jersey for a bit, and so did he,
Yep.
And so Jonathan Edwards, I think it's called like a story about Jonathan Edwards or history.
Something like that.
It's just, it's Marsden. It's like Marson, but with a D right in the middle.
Yeah. Nice.
Cyclops.
Have you read that one?
No.
Nope.
Okay, good. All right.
I don't read a lot about, like, it's kind of popular to write biographies of famous pastors and theologians, and I don't ever read those. I don't know why.
Yeah, that Bonhoeffer was one that turned me on to it. That by Metastasis or whatever.
Yeah.
I really like that book.
Mm-hmm.
His will for presents all the time. Like, people give me them as like Christmas presents and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's just a genre of book I don't read.
So I just hold something up with it.
Yeah, pretty much. I re-gift it.
Yeah, it's a coaster.
Hey, I thought of this.
All right, go.
All right, B, what do you got? Number 2.
I recently reread In the Name of Jesus by Henry Nouwen. I know. When the intern started this summer, we read it together. And I'd read it before, but it was really good to read with people just starting ministry.
Yeah.
A lot of them have taken classes or volunteered, but to actually be considered the leadership of in the church, I think you need to prepare for that. Some things you just learn by experience, but I think Henry Nouwen does a good job at noticing the pitfalls because he's been there and giving suggestions on how to stay grounded. And so I really like that one. It's not new, obviously, but rereading it this year really helped me, especially because we had just come back from camp in the summer, and the speaker was he was really good, but he really stuck with like how dark the world is, and was like really scaring the kids about like, you need Jesus, the world is really, really dark. And
like Scrooge.
Scrooge.
Yeah, I just watched that movie.
I love that movie.
The movie's really
good.
That's my favorite Christmas movie.
But when it sounded like remember the commercial for
Oh yeah, boom.
Boom. And then somebody dies.
Like, yeah. Oh man, I love that movie. That's the beginning of the movie too.
But sorry, I derailed us. Sorry.
Anyway, so to come back from that and then hear Henry Nouwen do an entire chapter on first loves and second loves and really what the point of all of this is, it really helped me to like, okay, this is what the kids need to focus on this year. And what we're going to focus on is the love aspect, because I think they get that the world is pretty dark. You don't need to spend an entire week at summer camp to get that. So what are they supposed to do? What are we supposed to do knowing that? And I think Henry Nouwen does a really good job in the name of Jesus for any age, I'm not going to read that to middle schoolers, that book, but the concepts are there and they get it.
That's cool. That's a super helpful because that's hard to find really good books for people who are just starting ministry in some ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's been something I run into all the time. So that's awesome. I like that one. Let me see. My number 2 is a book by William Cavanaugh called Field Hospital, which is...
You were excited when that thing was coming out.
Yeah, when that came out, I got it and read through it right away. And Cavanaugh is just like, he's gold most of the time. And this one, he kind of takes an image from Pope Francis of the church's field hospital and kind of cuts the difference between straight missional stuff and then also kind of isolationist, leave the world alone kind of stuff. And it's just really, really helpful book and a lot of super thought-provoking essays in it. So
that sounds good.
Yeah. So William Cavanaugh is really good. It's pretty dense.
How the heck do you spell Cavanaugh? That is a really hard name.
Yeah, keep on going. There's another V.
Oh my gosh. I don't think I know how to spell that.
Cavanagh.
That's how I spelled it.
And I've only read, which is interesting. It's really dense because I've only read that consumer one.
Yeah, that one is his most accessible, probably.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for the warning. That's good.
Yeah. Field Hospital is good, but it is definitely, there's some density to it. So.
But they're essays, so you can kind of take them a little bit
at a time. You don't have to read them in order. So that's kind of nice. There's like 6 or 8 essays in the book, and you just kind of plow through them.
All right, my number 3, Graham Greene, Power and the Glory. I read it for the 3rd or 4th time this summer, and I just never, I never get away from that book. I love that book.
You do love that book, man.
I do.
I love that you love that book.
I think it came up last year too.
Yeah, it's come up a bunch. I got like halfway through it.
Yeah.
I have it on Kindle, and then my Kindle crapped out on me, and now I haven't read the other half of it. But
I'll get you a copy. Maybe I think I might have one or two. I might mail you one. I mean,
there you go. I like the sound of that. Christmas time.
Make a note.
B, have you read any Graham Greene ever?
No. Who is that?
He's an American novelist.
He's not American though, is he? I thought he was
British. Yeah, he's British. He's just a good novelist. It's about the whiskey priest. It's about this character. You never know his name except you just know he's a priest, and he drinks whiskey.
And he's a drinker.
Yeah, and he's a drinker. It's amazing. And I've heard in interviews, there's like a CD I found at the library with interviews with these famous authors, and I was listening to, and he says it's his most proud work. He's most proud of this book. He says it's the best thing I think I could produce. So he wrote some famous books that went to movies.
Yeah.
I can't think of them right now.
He wrote something with Splendor in the title.
Yeah.
I just lost that one. There's The Quiet Gardener or something like that.
Yeah, he wrote some ones that they out of this one, but I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
But it's The Power and the Glory, and it's amazing.
There you go. It's recommended.
Do you want more? Yeah, I don't want to give too much away. I will tell you that it's a little hard to get into.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
You're kind of thrown in, and then stuff kind of unravels, and you start to understand more and more as it goes on.
Yeah,
it's historical fiction.
Nice. Go. B, what do you got for us?
I really can't think of a third one. I mean, I've read a lot of books. None of them are popping out at me. I kind of wanted to talk about Petty, the biography, but really there's nothing to say about it. But
did you like it?
I skipped a lot of parts.
Her face is saying no. Her face is saying no.
Yeah.
I skipped a lot of parts of it. It's really drags on, but I just wanted to know about the guy. So
yeah.
As I really like his music, but I'm not going to choose that one. Don't read it. You can read it if you want. But I'd read all of the Harry Potter books that I said earlier, and I think Goblet of Fire is my favorite, but I recommend Deathly Hallows, just because. Then that's the last one.
Let's say we'll make it into a systematic question. Of the books, is there a major theme of the whole book series that you were struck with?
Yeah.
As you read through them, I know Greg beat you, and he read them in a day or something like that. But so maybe that's a question for both of you. Instead of which one's the best, what do you think if there's a main lesson, if you were to, some people say there's a systematic, the message of the Bible is remember.
I think, can I jump in on this, B? Do you care?
Yeah, I need to already.
One of the things I love about the book, and I don't know if this is a theme or just something that's assumed, is that the everyday world is not all there is. The world isn't what you see all the time, and I think that's a super powerful, important part of those books. I don't think it's I don't think she's trying to describe an actual world in the wizarding thing, but just that you can't take our world at face value, I think, is a really important theme in the book. She does the same thing with heroes and villains. People you think are heroes turn out to be villains, and people you think are villains turn out to be heroes, and there's just this kind of question what you assume is real that kind of lies at the heart of that book for me.
What do you think of that, B?
I like that. I was going to say, though, but the problems that the real world has, so did the wizarding world. You know what I mean? They were different, but they were the same in that you're still going to get uprisings. You're still going to get power trips and murders.
Do you have a favorite character in the series?
Yes. Who is my favorite character? I feel like I haven't read them in a long time. I really liked Hermione. I think she was awesome. I like the strong female character. She is super smart. And I know, once again, I work with youth, that's like my whole life, but a lot of girls, they don't realize it, but they're actually like being molded by characters like Hermione, and they can be smart, and you don't have to pretend to be dumb just to make friends or whatever. I mean, there are dumb characters in the book, but putting the puzzle pieces together, she was integral, and she was brave. I mean, like super brave. So and she, the main book, it's about Harry Potter. It's called the Harry Potter series, but I think one of my favorite aspects of it is that he never does it alone. And I mean, they always repeat it too. It's not like, oh, I came up with this great thing. I mean, that is like very blatant theme. He's every time he's cornered to do something alone, he can't do it. And so he needs people. He needs his friends, and he needs, like I said earlier, he needs people his own age, younger, older, much older, dead, to help him.
I'm sorry to laugh, but you said dead.
Alive or dead. I mean, all kinds
Greg,
of people.
same question. Greg, do you have a favorite character of the series?
No.
Dumbledore.
I like them. I liked all of them. I liked Harry a lot. I thought the collection of 3 friends is probably the best group. Maybe Snape is my favorite character though. In hindsight, like going in, like reading it straightforward, you don't get that, but by the time it's done, you're like, oh wow, okay. Yeah. There's more to this guy than you realize.
I remember my little brother. Maybe we'll have to have him on again, but I think he likes the twins.
Yeah, they're funny.
Oh,
yeah. Anyway. All right, what number are we on, and who's?
I'm on number 3 for mine. I have a book by James K. Smith, You Are What You Love.
Ooh.
That book was really good. I'm not 1,000% sure I buy all of it, but most of what he's selling, I'm on board for. So it's a really great book on practical liturgy, like in your home, and then the kind of false liturgies we engage in all the time around us. And so beginning to think through the world liturgically is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything it wasn't like brand new stuff for us, because you and I have had these conversations already, Jason.
Yeah.
But it's nice as a resource and as like a quick read to encourage what you're already doing. And then I think for people who don't understand why liturgy might be helpful, I think it's a super helpful introduction to that.
If I'm what I love, am I a donut?
Yeah. Yeah.
He doesn't want you to take it that literal, I guess.
Yep. I think he does. I think he's saying you're fat with a hole in the middle.
I love that. There's a couple things I like about you, and that's one of them.
Yes, and
whenever you twirl your mustache, I'm convinced you're going to tie somebody up to a train track.
I'm trying to look at what's the my number 4.
Are we doing
my number? Yeah, my number. We're doing 5, aren't we?
If we got them. B might not have all 5 because we kind of gave a bad intel to start this.
That's okay.
You guys said.
That's all right. You can just grade us on our end.
I'll just do my 4 and my 5 together.
Perfect.
So
that's what I thought we were doing from the beginning. So
okay,
we went a different route.
My 4 and 5, they're both by Wendell Berry. One is This Day, that collected in new Sabbath poems that came out, I think, a couple of years ago. That might even came out. It might have been even on last year's poetry stuff, if we had lists last year. But I love that book. I just love his poems. I love the way he thinks. I love the way he unveils like things that I see every day, but I don't see them ever. You know what I mean? Like I just, some of those poems, they just have that power. You just, oh my gosh, that's exactly how it feels to walk outside and see like a creek. And I don't know.
He's legit.
He's masterful. I can't believe how good he is.
What's the second one?
The second one is a collection of essays called Fidelity.
Oh, yeah.
And I gave it to my dad as a Christmas present like 4 years ago, and he never read it, so I took it back. And then I read it this year, and so good, such a good, like, it's just a collection of short stories about faithfulness, kind of just different aspects of faithfulness, and it's named after the one short story called Fidelity. And and that's, if you don't have time to read all the other short stories, that's the clincher. That one is so good.
I love that.
Have you read it?
No, I haven't. I haven't read hardly any of his new stuff.
Have you? Oh, do you want me to spoil it?
No.
Okay, good. Just read that Fidelity, just so we can talk about it.
That's a good call.
It has a really good discussion, or like,
yeah,
it has Muskegon at the like why I'm here, kind of.
Nice.
It answers that. It answers that in a big way.
I love that.
Okay.
For my number 4, I've got it's a collection of, it's 2 books, but it's by the same guy, and one is for Advent and one is for Lent. But they're these, it's like poetry reading during Advent and poetry reading during Lent by a guy named Malcolm Guite. And
you're just trying to show off how smart you are. What?
Yeah, one is called
a guy named Gout. What was his name?
Malcolm Guite, Guite. And one of them is called Waiting on the Word. That's poems in Advent. And then Word in the Wilderness, which is poems during Lent. So I did the Lenten series, like I did the Lenten one over Lent. And then it was like, oh, this is great. So I got it for Advent and then got it for my staff for Advent. And almost all of them hate it. But that's like every book I recommend to my staff. So
Waiting on the Word?
It's super helpful devotional kind of reading. Like,
why are you telling us about it now? Why didn't you tell me about it?
I told us about it during Lent. This is a year-end review, man. I'm just reviewing what we read this year.
I know, but you didn't tell me. You didn't tell me about it, did you?
I most certainly did.
Oh, all right. Maybe I did.
We have audio evidence somewhere of it, but I'm not going to look it up. But it's Advent and Lent come around every year, so you're welcome to pick it up for the next one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Father Greg.
All right. So that's my 4th one. My 5th one is a book that Jason recommended to me, and that I read. I know he read too. I'm mad he didn't make his list. Canoeing the Mountains.
Canoeing the Mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I were to kick one of mine off and put that one on, I would probably do
Jonathan Edwards.
Yeah, the Jonathan Edwards.
Yeah.
Just because there's 2 biographies on there. Yeah.
It's a super helpful, like I like Jason just loves this guy, the writer.
Todd. He's the reason I'm a pastor, I think.
Yeah, which is, I love that part of it already. And then I like this one more than I like Showtime.
Yeah.
So,
and you have very similar takes. Like he reminds me of you, and you remind me of him. Because remember that we comes up all the time, that conversation that you had with Rich Conwisher. He would ask that same exact question, you know?
Yeah.
How is that not consumerism? I think that.
Oh boy.
That'd be it.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. You might have to cut that part, but
yeah.
No, maybe we.
But you mention it every single podcast.
It does come up a few times. It has happened.
Joy. It's one of those like ground of meaning, like in my soul. Like if I need a place to go to find some joy, I just remember that moment and just like, that is just classic. That is just good.
It is a classic.
Yeah.
Crazy.
All right,
well, those are our 5s.
Yeah.
For books. All right. So if you're looking for books to read in the coming year, you can pull any of those off that list, right? Those are all pretty good.
And this is going to be a separate podcast. This is going to be end right here.
Yeah, we're going to end this book one right here.
And like us and join us on the feed.
That's right.
That's not how it works, is it?
No, that's not how it works. But we will. Hopefully, you enjoy this podcast. We're going to do another one shortly. That'll be available on music and then on movies, and we'll go like that. So, all right, we'll talk to all you guys later. Peace.
Or Bianca just makes a house like, ow.
Whoa. All right. So I'll edit that one down. That was pretty good. It still took us like 45 minutes, but we had like 10 minutes of getting started. So I think in terms of editing it, it'll be okay. All right. Give me 2-minute break. I got to use the bathroom, and then we'll do
5 new music.
Yeah.
New music. Yeah.
Perfect. All right.
That's hard. I had one for some reason.
It makes me sound like I don't read. I read a lot. I just didn't think you guys wanted to hear about like these silly stories.
You read tons.
I read a lot.
I know.
5.
I don't have any new bands. I don't think. This is all this is new albums.
My problem is I just listened to the albums of the people I already knew, so they're not new.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And they came out with new albums and stuff.
I have a few new ones.
Did Lightning Bolt came up 2016 or 15?
Lightning Bolt? Like
Pearl Jam.
No, that's old.
Is that 2015?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that one. Okay.
13, dude.
I don't even know, man. What's a new album then?
What is a new album?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's just crazy right there. What's that? My brother gives me all these new bands, but I don't know any of their names. Let me see. Yeah, nothing really came out this year. That's right here in front of me. I got my records that I got this year.
I listen to a lot. KXP puts out like a list of all the new albums, and I listen to a lot of them.
I don't like the trend that's going back to the 80s.
Like what?
I don't know. Like all those bands that they got sucky ass singers with like crappy beats. I don't even know the names of them. All I know is most late night bands. If you watch late night television right now, that's another question we should bring up. Is he recording this? Hopefully he's recording this. He's not recording this. But I think a buddy of mine posted on Facebook, thank God Trump won, because now there's going to be good music again.
Ooh.
And I was like, holy smokes. I wonder if because Rage Against the Machine, I think that's one of my main. I think that was one of my favorite bands of all time. It was just
after Bush won.
Yeah, it was when Bush, during horrible politic times, good music maybe thrives.
I was hoping when you said
like Pearl Jam was making, I think, better music right at the beginning because they were
better concerts too, because they were going hard off after like Bush Leaguer and
they were just hating people.
Yeah, so they get booed at concerts because they were going too hard on it, but
yeah.
When you said 80s, I was hoping you weren't talking about one of my favorite new bands, War on Drugs. Have you heard them?
War on Drugs.
Yeah, they haven't come out with a new album for like maybe a year or two, but the last one's really good.
Have you heard?
They kind of sound like just kind of mellow, and some people are saying kind of an 80s sound. They're not like the big band, but you should listen to them. I'm trying to think of the album name. Suffering is on it. It's one of my favorite songs. Come on.
Well,
it's not one of my lists though because
why not?
Because it came out like 2 years ago.
Oh.
But it's one of my favorite albums. War on Drugs.
I'll look it up. We're usually on the same page. We're very similar.
You're gonna like it. It's called Lost in the Dream. Lost in the Dream.
Lost in the Dream.
So
have you heard Warpaint?
No.
They're good. Their first album was really good. Their second one, It's an all-girl band.
Oh, okay.
All right, you guys ready to roll on the next one?
And the only reason I tried them is because their name, Warpaint. That's an awesome.
I know, that's a great
band. We had while you were in the toilet, while you were going urinating.
While you were in the toilet.
That was literally grew up in the toilet. Okay. We asked because one of my buddies on Facebook said, "Thank God Trump won. Now we're gonna have good music again."
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you? What do you think of that hypothesis?
I like it. That sounds right.
I think that
that's not the only reason. Hopefully that.
What's up with
where I live?
Here's another thing on questioning music stuff. Why the heck did that first song on Saturday Night Live own it? Like, that's the best thing I've seen on television, like musically. Chance the Rapper? Yeah, Chance the Rapper. I think that was the best live performance I saw all year.
That was so good.
It was so good, that first song. The second song, what? He doesn't do the same drugs as me. What?
No, you're missing the point of that song.
I think
they don't do the same drugs anymore.
Yeah. Well, his point is, if we're doing the same stuff our fathers did, we're going to end up in the same spot.
Right? Well, I think it's dumb. I think that song was dumb. It went from the best live performance because I feel like that's just dumb. He had all this currency.
Saying the name of Jesus on network television.
Yeah, and he just had all the, like, his moves, and then his second one, he's kind of playing the piano and he's giggling every once in a while like he's a kid. I don't know what. I just think he pissed it all away. Like, I was like, dude, what is your deal?
Give him another chance.
I just got that B.
Get it?
Okay. Yeah, I got it. It's not very good, but anywho.
All right,
cut that too, but that was just background talk. We don't need any more background talk.
We don't need any more. We want to keep rolling, man. I want to get to
go.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Five Best. We are glad you are with us. This is one of our end of the year podcasts. We're doing a list. We're going to do our best music from this last year. So if you haven't bought all of your music for this year, or you're looking for stuff to listen to next year, we should have some good stuff. We'll each give our five bests, and then we'll talk about them together and kind of go from there. These lists are in no particular order. So although we may at the end kind of come up with what we all think is the best album or two or something like that, but just listen and enjoy it. And if you like music, hopefully you'll like this podcast. All right. I'm with Jason in Muskegon, Michigan. Jason, say hi.
How you doing?
And also Bianca in Seattle, Washington. B.
Hi. Hello.
All right. So we're going to get rolling on this. If you like what you hear, we got a whole bunch of other lists going. We'll have movies and books and all those you can find on the website as well. Jason, you want to get us started with this list?
I'm the official starter then. All right.
You're the official starter this time.
My number one, and I think it might be, this might cross over into numerical importance. Like, my first one is probably my favorite of the last year, is Dustin Kensrue. His latest album, it's a live album of him doing kind of his covers. Except I think he doesn't do any of his own. So it's all covers. It's a cover album, but it's a live one. It's just him and a guitar, and he does Radiohead cover and some. Who's that one? Buzzcut. The Buzzcut song.
Is that a Radiohead?
Season? No.
Buzzcut.
Yeah, you know the Buzzcut Season. You know that song. Lorde, Lorde, Lorde. You know.
Oh, okay.
He covers that song too. It's the name of the album is "Thoughts That Float on a Different Blood." I have no idea. It's probably a quote from some literature that I haven't read, but he's like a deep, profound guy. But I love that album. I can't stop listening to it. And I think it came out at the beginning of this year. It came out around summer. It came out summer, spring or summer.
All right, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I missed that one.
That's
it. My brother loves Dustin Kensrue. I bet he knew about it.
Yeah.
I'll have to borrow it.
I was because I have skin in the game. He recorded over 2 nights live in California. It was back when I was living in California. So, yeah.
That would have been more than a year ago then.
No, yeah. It came out. It just came out this year, but it was recorded last year, right before I moved. And so I was there for some of the songs.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you picked an album that you might actually be on.
Yeah. I'm on it. I guarantee I'm on it because he did do it. He did Buzzcut Season the night that I was there, and you can hear me. No, you can't. If you listen really close. We actually do have neon bones. Anyway, go.
No. You go more. Give us your 5.
Oh, I give my whole 5? Well, we're gonna try something new. Okay,
we're trying something new with this thing.
Let's try something new. Okay, we got Dustin Kensrue, and then we got one really recent. It's a new double album by Miranda Lambert. I don't even know the name of it, but it's ridiculous. I'm not usually a country fan because usually I don't know. It loses me. But I was reading in one of the most recent Rolling Stone magazines, and they reviewed it and they gave it like 4 or 5 stars, or 4.5, or maybe even a full 5 stars. They gave it a really good review. And so I gave it a listen, and it's ridiculous. I don't know what's going on, but I saw her do a live performance of one of the songs on one of these late night things, and it tanked. It wasn't very good. But the whole double disc, they're ridiculous. I don't know. She's went through, I think I've heard somewhere that she went through some kind of divorce, and there's some pain and stuff in there. But
yeah, wasn't she married to the guy on The Voice?
Is Blake Shelton? Maybe Blake Shelton.
Yes.
See, I don't know the pop culture stuff, but
Quite
this album's good. I'm telling you, give it a really good listen, because the musicianship, there's some really good. It's not overproduced like most country albums.
Nice.
And it's got, like, I think if I were to pick one song off it, it would be Tin Man. Awesome. It's about, the Tin Man. I'd easily give you my heart if you'd give me your hard shell. You know what I mean? That'd be awesome. And then you got your Conor Oberst is my third. That's going to be overlap, even though Greg just took off, but that'll be overlap because I think that'll probably make his my best. I forget. It's called Ruminations and something. What's it called? Ruminations.
Ruminations. That's on my list too.
And then I knew it. And then I got Metallica, Hardwired to Self-Destruct. I couldn't not put it on there. And then Dawes' new album. I forget the name of the new album, but it's ridiculous. I think everything they put out is really good.
I don't even know who that is.
They're Dawes? California. Yeah, Dawes.
I think you've heard him on the radio. They're pretty popular.
He sounds like Jackson Brown.
Huh.
Yeah, I like them.
I'll look up what their new album is. All right, go for it. It's called. Hold on. Why do they put that on their website? Well, it's called "We're All Gonna Die."
That's this year.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's this year. We're all gonna die. It sounds like Bianca's youth camp.
Yeah, it does sound like that.
We're all gonna die. That's actually what
we're all gonna die. That was the theme for the summer, right?
That was the theme, yeah.
Yeah, they were.
All right, who's going next? B, give us 5.
Oh man, okay. Well, my first one is a Seattle band because we're awesome out here, and they're called Taco Cat, and it's a palindrome, so you can remember.
And we don't have veto power. We don't have veto power.
You haven't even heard it.
Okay, I know, but
just because it's a band you've never heard before.
No, just because they're named Taco Cat.
Well, the thing is, their music.
The palindrome.
It's a palindrome.
Okay.
And their music is really fun, so you get that right off the bat. They're not called Taco Cat and then making like slow, like unplugged music.
Like the Shins.
Yeah, they're it's a fun album. It's called Lost Time. Okay. And there's a song called I Love Seattle on it, which I love. It's got some swear words in it, so sorry I can't like totally recommend it for everyone. But
and same with my Metallica. There's a parental.
Yeah, a lot of swear words. I don't know why. But yeah, it's just a fun album, so I'd recommend it.
Okay.
I also really liked the new Case Lang Beers album. Nico Case, Katie Lang, and Laura Beers all came together and made an album, and it's really good. I really like Nico Case's voice. I like the other
stuff are they doing, B?
What do you like? What's the sound like?
Yeah, what songs are they? Songs that we know already, or
there's one on the radio.
What is all new songs that they're doing together, or?
Oh yeah, they wrote the new songs together. Something about Silver Lake, which is like in LA.
Nico Case, Katie Lang, and who?
Laura Veers, Veirs. Best Kept Secret in Silver Lake, so it's called Best Kept Secret. That one's on the radio, but the whole album is really good. If you like female voices, they're 3 of the best and sound really good together.
That's cool.
And that's what the album's called too, Case Lang Veers. And then I was surprised, but I really liked the new Jayhawks album. Do you guys like Jayhawks?
I do like the Jayhawks.
Yeah, sometimes I just like a few songs. I just never really thought I was a fan. And then I listened to their new album. It's called Paging Mr. Proust. It's so pretentious, but they even have like a lyric about David Foster Wallace. I mean, it's super pretentious, but it sounds really good. I've been listening to it for a while since it's come out. And so I'd recommend the Jayhawks. It's a really good album this year. And then
Jeff Tweedy was in them, right?
Was he?
I think he was in the first band. No.
Oh, okay.
I think when the Jayhawks first started, I think they were. I think Tweedy was in it.
I guess that's why I don't really consider myself a fan. I don't know much about them, except my friends always put them on my mix CDs. I like this song, but I don't really pursue them.
We should fact check some of these things, but
yeah, I'm sure we're fine.
Yeah, I think that's
just
true.
Keep talking.
I'd say it's about a 70% chance that's true.
I guess I could look it up, but
yeah.
Anyway, I might be a fan now because I like that one, this album.
Yeah.
And then this is a last minute entry, but I was talking to my friend last night saying, oh, I got to come up with my favorite albums of the year. And he says, you have to listen to Margaret Glaspie. So this morning I listened to Margaret Glaspie with the P, Glaspie. And it is really good. And he was right on. And it's called Emotions and Math. And he's a musician, so I was like, I'll give it a chance. And it's really good. So I'd recommend that. Margaret
What's your
Glaspie.
name?
Margaret Glaspie.
And she released an album with that name?
Emotions and Math. It's the first song of the album, I know. Maybe that's why no one's heard of it.
Glaspie.
It's really good. And then I need a fifth one, which I can come up with. I like the new Jim James. I really like Jim James. And
yeah, you brought that up before.
I know. I really like him.
And you converted me.
Yeah, I know. You weren't a fan.
And now I'm a huge
And I made
fan.
you a mix, and now you like them.
Yep. And Band of Horses helped.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
So I wasn't going to choose it because it sounds a lot like other Jim James things, but he's really good at it. So if you like Jim James, you're going to like this album. He's not doing anything that new for him. But I liked it. And I just really like him, and I really like My Morning Jacket. So check it out. I don't know I think it's called Jim James. I'm not sure.
Nice.
The new Jim James. Come on. You can just look it up, whoever is really interested in it.
The fair point.
The one, 2016. Okay, that's it.
That's awesome. I wrote down my list, and I'm looking at it, and at least two of them were not from this year. I realized in hindsight they were last year's albums. I did not buy a lot of music this year. I did not listen to a lot of new music this year. So the two that I really liked for sure is I really liked Chance the Rapper's Coloring Book. Like if you listen to that whole album, it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Despite Jason's aversion to Same Drugs, I thought it's a really good song. I think the rest of the album's really good. Yep. There is swearing, so there's that. I'm with Jason on Ruminations. That was probably my favorite album of the year in terms of the one I listened to the most. Since I got it, I've listened to it a bunch of times. I also had down Beyonce's Lemonade was this year.
Mm-hmm.
That was a pretty, the stuff I heard from that album I liked. I thought at the very least, I thought it was interesting and raised a bunch of questions, which were fun to have. Some of those conversations. And then the other one from our podcast that I didn't really like that much, but I know some of you guys did, is Rihanna's whatever her new album was this summer.
Rihanna?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it called?
Jason loved that one apparently, but it didn't make his list.
It did, because I went away from pop and stuff. Dude, I'm so proud to be friends with you right now, Greg. That's so cool. Because I think I brought up that Lemonade one, and we listened. Yeah. And this Rihanna, remember we kind of were both kind of against it, and then my sister-in-law said, remember? And we thought it was a flush down the toilet.
I still agree with that sentiment. I'm just reminding you that in the history of our podcast, that did come up this year as an album we should watch out for. Yeah. That you went back and listened to and really liked. I went back and listened to and was like, oh no, this is almost unlistenable. So,
but it still made your 5 best?
No, it's not really mine. I'm just
You're
Our
just throwing,
podcast
you're
Five
throwing
Fast,
it
it
out
would
there.
be on the list.
The podcast.
Because
like
Lemonade
it's
is the same
its own
way.
entity.
I don't just sit and listen through Lemonade. I mean, there's a couple of songs I know that I like from it, but that's it. Like, in terms of like cultural like pieces, those two are both pretty big, I think.
Yeah.
The other, I didn't have any other ones that were from this year, so it was like, I don't know what I was doing this year, but I wasn't buying music. I know that.
Books. So now do we talk about any overlap? Do we have any time? What is our thing?
Yeah. So we do. The only overlap that we had was Ruminations, right?
I didn't know you guys listened to Conor Oberst.
Yeah, I like him
You
a
guys
lot.
are big fans?
Yeah.
I'm an average.
Like for a while, like, or recently? Like, have you listened to him for a couple years?
Yeah, it's been a while. I like Bright Eyes a lot.
I think I first heard it was in '98 or something. When did he start making music? No, it was 2000 something.
So it's not recent.
No. I've liked him a long time. When people kind of are such a big fan of a band that you can't like them,
Right.
When I was working in Newport Beach, there was a high schooler that was such a huge Bright Eyes fan. I couldn't be a Bright Eyes fan because he had the monopoly on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I ended up getting performing this guy's wedding, a guy named Taylor Sturtz, but he wore diesel jeans and he looked like Conor Oberst, and he was just all about it. And so I was like, okay, you got that covered. I'll just hold down Pedro the Lion still. So I was kind of Pedro. I was kind of Pedro at that time. So yeah. So I've been a huge fan for Conor for a long time. I think that Wide Awake
Wide Awake. I love that.
He was on.
Let's make some noise. I love that. I just love that part.
Yeah. He was on Austin City Limits once, and I caught him on Austin City Limits, and it was like, this guy's a brilliant songwriter.
And Jim
didn't know anything else about him.
Jim came out and played with him on that one.
Yeah, and then he was on like one of the late night shows, Craig Ferguson's, I think.
Yeah.
And Craig Ferguson's like, this is the next Bob Dylan or whatever. And so I listened to it. It was like, and then he played the same one I had heard earlier, but then he like tore up the stage. Blew up amps and stuff. And so I was like, oh, all right. And so I listened to that album a lot, the Wide Awake It's Morning. And then I've heard a couple other ones before this one, but I thought this one was maybe as bad. Like this one I liked a lot.
Yeah, that's the thing is I love It's Wide Awake It's Morning. I listened to a lot in college, and I kind of lost track. That's why I'm surprised that he's coming back around, and I need to get back into it, especially.
Yeah, you do. It's a different sound than Wide Awake It's Morning, though.
Yeah,
I mean, it's still his songwriting and still his voice, but this one's a little more acoustic, probably.
Yeah. Okay.
Like it's guitar and piano kind of.
Piano harmonica.
Huh.
Yeah, but it's really good. Lyrically, it's super interesting.
Yeah.
He's in a very different space than he was with Bright Eyes.
Bright Eyes. Huh. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. So that one I would really recommend. B and Jason, did you guys have any overlapping ones?
No.
Do
you guys like Nico Case?
I do like Nico Case.
I don't, but.
But I do not like Katie Lang.
I do not. But you have to think of the harmony. It's not just her. It's the harmonies. It's the harmonies that I think make it really good.
I like some Katie Lang stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He did a really good cover of Hallelujah. That's one of the better covers of Hallelujah.
Mm. Oh, I saw Dave Bazan on Sunday.
I saw you at that show.
Yeah, singer of Pedro the Lion.
Yeah.
And he's solo now. And he did a cover of Hallelujah, and it was so good.
Really?
Yeah, live. I don't think he's recorded it or anything, but he does this live version, just like in memory of Leonard Cohen. And he's such a good singer anyway, Dave Bazan.
Yeah.
So, and he did his own little twist on it, and it was really good. Anyway, so I throw that out there. He has a new album out called Blanco, and it didn't make my top 5, sorry, but it's really good. Everyone should check it out.
Huh.
Dave Bazan.
That's cool.
Yeah. Anyway, Hallelujah, Katie Lang. Anyway, that's why I was thinking that could be an overlap.
He's one of those guys that I love him no matter what, but I think he's been going downhill. I can't. I'll listen to Blanco, and hopefully he's.
Yeah, listen to Blanco because he did a Christmas album, and it's so depressing. It's It's the songs you know, but it's like really sad. And then I thought, oh man, I don't even want to listen to Blanco. It's just going to sound like this. It doesn't. Blanco's actually pretty happy.
That Christmas album is like he used to do he was like with Pearl Jam, he would do the Christmas 7 inches.
Yeah.
And this new Christmas album is just those all put together.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Hey, so I have like the top 5 albums of the year, the top 10 albums of the year on Pitchfork.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, those snobs.
Isn't Solange number 1?
Should we see if we agree with any of these?
They're probably going to choose Lemonade.
We should call up Zach Margolis and have him read them to us. Do you remember how into it? He could get so fired up about music, man.
That's so funny.
We almost got in some fistfights, but he was absolutely right. I think the greatest Christmas recordings are Sufjan Stevens or Sufjan Stevens. I almost hate the guy just because of his name, but I do. His Christmas albums are ridiculous. I can't.
All right, so I'm scrolling through this list, and I'm on 29, and I still haven't seen an album I heard all year.
Really?
The top,
like you've heard of? Or
it's the top 50, and it's counting down. I haven't even heard of these things. Now I'm on 26, and I've yet to hear of an album that I listened to or heard of. Let's see.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is brutal. 24, still nothing.
We're not near Pitchfork.
Yeah, I wouldn't judge myself against Pitchfork.
Well, no, it's whatever they're doing. I don't know.
Savages, I heard that. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, if you look at that list, I've not. So Rihanna's on there at number 19.
Rihanna.
Wow, why do I say it wrong every time?
I don't know.
Say it again. Rihanna?
Because we like each other, Greg. That's why.
Yeah, but you do it on purpose. I do it because I can't say her name right. Leonard Cohen's on there because he died. That doesn't seem fair. Either of you guys listen to Kendrick Lamar?
Yeah. I like Kendrick Lamar.
His album this year was...
The album came out a long time ago. Was it this year?
Yeah. There's a remastered thing or something.
Oh, that's really good.
All right.
Wow, you're right. I don't know any of these.
Bon Iver is number 12, Jason.
Oh, that's just a punch in the face.
All right, I'm finally in the top 10. Here we go. Number 10, they have Radiohead, A Moon-Shaped Pool.
I haven't given that new one a listen.
B, do you like Radiohead?
I do, but I haven't listened to the new one. I mean, I guess not a huge.
I don't like Radiohead, so I'm out on that one anyway. Number 9.
We'll just pass that run right up.
They had me till OK Computer, and then I'm kind of a.
Didn't I bring you back around on Eraser?
No, I'm a fair weather Radiohead guy.
Oh
man, I don't know number 9 or number 8 on this list. Number 7 is A Tribe Called Quest. That's kind of fun.
That's crazy. They nailed Saturday Night Live.
They were really good at Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Number 6 is Chance the Rapper, Coloring Book. I got that one.
Oh yeah, you got one on the Pitchfork's top. So
Boom! Nailed it.
That's our number 1 album. That's.
Nobody had Kanye West, Life of Pablo.
No.
Nope.
Nope.
That's number 5. Number 4 is David Bowie, Black Star.
That's a good album.
Number 3 is Lemonade.
Dude, you got 2.
I got 2 of those. Number 2 is Frank Ocean, Blonde. Anybody listen to that one?
No, but Frank Ocean's first one, I almost never would listen to him because he played like horrible on like MTV Music or whatever. But then I listened to the album. I think it's come up before, but that album's awesome. That orange one, I think it's called Orange even.
Oh yeah, that one is so good.
That was such a good album. I haven't heard the new one, but if it's anything like that one, it's good.
Yeah.
And the number 1 is Solange, A Seat at the Table. I don't know how you say her name.
That's Solange. That's Beyonce's sister.
Yeah, Beyonce. Anybody listen to that album?
Mm-mm.
That's their number 1 album?
That's their number 1 for the year. I don't know.
Solange?
Yeah.
Let me see how they spell that. How do you spell? I think I might have just tried that song. That
album. Solange.
Let me look at a picture. Let's see if it's the one I tried. I tried a thing at the old library. I don't remember the name of the.
Well, I'm going to go on record and say I like you guys' picks better than Pitchforks.
I think we might have
that's
different
not
tastes in that.
I also am going to go on record and say I don't think this is a great year for new albums.
No, and we were talking about it at the outset. I think with maybe the conservative government, we might be in store for some good music, like some anti-establishment, Rage Against the Machine type stuff, which is always my type, like rebellious.
Yeah, I like that stuff.
I did
Mhm.
some angst.
All right.
That it?
I think that's it for music. Is there anything else anybody wants to chime in on music? Otherwise, that's our list, man. Those are the albums we listened to and liked this year.
Okay, that's it.
I mean, I liked other ones, but those are my top 5.
Those are your top 5, yeah. Jason also didn't get David Crowder into his list, which he was also high on that album at one point this year too.
I did. I love. If anybody, I think that's my favorite song. If you had a
What's
favorite
the song?
song of the year, Back to the Garden.
Mm.
Favorite song of the year. That's good. That might be a different podcast.
No way.
Do you think we should? I don't. Hold on.
Just
Go
your
ahead.
best. What's your favorite song that came out this year?
I'm thinking about it.
I
Bianca,
know,
do you
that's
have a favorite
tough.
song?
I'm still thinking.
I wouldn't have come up with it if Greg hadn't said that. But I've
This
listened.
year.
I've listened to that song probably more. But just it's always what's ever in front of me right now. you
Yeah.
know? So the last couple of months, I put it on this mix.
You have a strong recency bias.
Yeah, I like to make mixes, of just songs that I, have recently, acquired or liked or something. And so I always skip to that on this current mix that's in my Prius right now. Back to the Garden by Crowder. And I just love the idea of bring me back into your kingdom come. Oh, I love the thought of that.
That you used to be there.
No, that like it has been and is and will be, kingdom.
Mhm.
It's awesome. And I also like the line, like we come, I've got dirt inside of me. I like that line a lot
That is a good line.
because we're from the garden, Anyway, it's cool. I've got dirt inside of me. All right, I guess I'll just give us my favorite song and we'll hang up.
I know, I can't think of any songs. I'm looking
I
at
figure out
songs.
which one it is. There's a
listen to a
song
lot.
on Coloring Book I really like, and I'm trying to find the name of it because I don't want to get the name wrong.
Was it the one they did on SNL? That song. Oh my gosh. In the Lines or Coloring in the Lines?
Yeah, it's not that one. There's another one that I really like.
Good.
He was really good on Fallon earlier, and that was like
Yeah.
he was
Anathema.
really good on that. Let's see.
Anathema.
Oh, Blessings. That's the name of it. I really like Blessings on.
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, they play that on the radio.
that was
yeah.
and actually you mentioned that in the podcast.
Yeah, a while ago. I like that one a
ago.
lot. That's a really good song.
Blessings. And I still haven't listened to it.
It sounds kind of like a gospel song,
And I
but then
still
he's got-
haven't read
Yeah,
here.
it's a route.
I gotta read that.
it's on there
Okay.
twice. He does like a remake of it at the end of the album. It's really good.
I know this came out in 2015, but I love the Alabama Shake Sound and Color album.
Ooh.
Love.
So
And-
Love
is-
it too.
So
I'm
I
with
think my favorite song I listen to over and over and over and over again is Sound and Color. I just love. I love the album, but I love the song Sound and Color.
If they had to put something out in 16,
Freaking good.
that would be the top of it. I love that girl.
Yeah.
Jason does.
That's holy smokes.
What?
It comes back around. That girl covering any song.
Oh.
Oh snap! I guarantee I haven't even heard her cover anything, but I bet you she would do
She
every
should.
song. She should cover every song. That's boom!
That's
it comes
good.
back around. I think.
Comes back
I
around.
think I was kind of feeling, because I've been like so pro women lately because of all the the Ruth and the Thanksgiving and all this other stuff. I was feeling kind of guilty that I hadn't thought of a girl singer that I would like to hear cover every song. Now I'm complete. Now I can put my head on the pillow and say, "Well done, good and faithful Jason."
Say what her name is and actually give her a name.
Wow.
Let's
Who?
see. What's her name?
Oh, her name's Brittany.
Brittany
right?
Howard.
Howard, yeah.
Brittany Howard.
I have the album right here. Look at this.
Let me see.
I gave away my record player.
It's so good. I listened to that over. That one and the War on Drugs album.
Wait, you gave away your record player?
Yeah, my second. I keep getting record players free and then giving them away. But I had a stereo in here that had a record player, and then I was pastoral counseling this young lady, and she's going through a divorce, a young mom, and she's going through a divorce, and she has records and nothing to play them on. And I had been given this record player by remember the thrift store, like not thrift store, but the yard sale story? I think it came up on the podcast.
Yeah.
I was down at a yard sale in Kalamazoo, and I said, how much do you want for the stereo? And they said, oh, we're just trying to get rid of it. You can take it for free. So I put the stereo in, and so that's what caused me to give away my third record player. I had 3 record players at that point. So I gave away my third record player and stereo at that point. So then I had 2, and now I just gave away the...
Bianca, do you listen to records or no?
No, I listen to Spotify.
Yeah, I don't listen.
My brother does records.
Got me thinking about it. Like I'm intrigued by it.
You and
I like listening to records at your house when I was there, Jason. So you might have won me over.
It slows us down, man. I'm telling you, it's a. What's your?
Practice.
It's the name of your stupid lint thing. It's the name of your stupid lint thing that you were talking about.
It's a totally different podcast. Bro.
Waiting.
You are what you love.
Waiting on the word.
Waiting on the word.
Waiting on the word. You're waiting on the sound. You're waiting on, I don't know, the music. I dig it.
That sounds right.
Okay.
I think we bombed the music podcast.
Yeah.
I thought this was gonna be our best one by far, and we did not do well. I don't think.
I think we did.
Yeah, we didn't overlap at all, but we got to hear about a band called Taco Cat.
Taco Cat, baby! Woohoo!
I love Seattle.
And I honestly think it's
love
wisdom.
palindromes.
I think it's wisdom. I think it's wisdom that Greg threw Brittany or through Bianca, the BB, on this podcast stuff, because I think your voice is the much needed one.
I agree.
I'm like, that's a totally different top 5 than Greg and I, and it's awesome. I like that.
Thanks.
I love it. Bianca adds a nice mix for us.
I'm with you.
We can't possibly ever get done on time with Bianca,
but is that 4 hours? Are we been going 4 hours yet?
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna do the third one today, guys.
Okay.
We're already at an hour and a half, so that's probably enough.
I gotta work a little today.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna. Let's not get carried away. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah. I gotta write a Christmas sermon. All right. I love you guys.
All right. We'll catch you guys next time.
All right. Bye.
Hey, are we gonna hang up and then talk?
Yeah.
All right.